It is Monday, my dudes. I am back from Philadelphia, back in the desert, back in the heat, baby. Let's get after it. Quick recap of Saturday's game. Another rookie goes to IR, and this one hurts a lot. It's like a nut shot. It's pretty bad. Criticism over number 4's touches, and, of course, your comments. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law, and I got you covered on anything and everything Arizona Cardinals. If this is your first time hanging out with us, hit that sub, hit that bell, hit the like, leave a comment. Let us know where you're from, how long you've been a Cardinals fan, and, of course, welcome to Bird Gang, the best fan base in the entire NFL. Joining Bird Gang will help us reach even more Cardinals fans out there and continue to grow the team. Do not forget my channel over at the Eddie Law Show on YouTube. Live shows will be over there consistently once the season starts. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, get after it, baby, so you don't miss any episodes or any live shows whatsoever. If you have Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we're now available on both platforms. Please subscribe, check us out, leave us a 5-star rating. It would be massive for the show, and I would truly, truly appreciate it. Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, leave them in the comment section below or hit me up on social media at elaw52. And of course, as you can see, massive shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. Bird Gang. Woo! All right, look, I get excited about any win. I get excited when we win anything. All right, but winning and winning against, just winning for a Cardinal fan is massive, right? It's huge. We love it. We love winning. Winning's a big thing for us because we rarely get to do it. The Arizona Cardinals are unofficially in the win column, right? Under Michael LaFleur after beating the Las Vegas Raiders 27-14 last Thursday night. I was not able to watch the game live. I did watch the replay, honestly, on the flight home, so that was cool. But I got to see, rewind and fast forward and rewind and check things out, right? And while nobody is hanging a preseason banner at State Farm Stadium, and we definitely shouldn't, right? There was actually a lot to like offensively, and enough defensively to remind us that happiness is usually temporary, right? Let's start with Jacoby Brissett, because after a shaky red and white practice, the veteran looked much more like the guy that we expect to start Week 1. And now you got to hand it to Brissett. Like he looked pretty good, and I know he's a veteran. Everyone is a veteran. Whoa, that stuff just popped up out of nowhere. My bad, folks. All right, we're getting after it. Got the graphics working and everything. Anyway. He went 5 for 5, 44 yards and a score on his only drive, including an absolute dime to my boy, Marvin Harrison Jr. in the end zone. Michael Ford joked afterwards that he told Brissett, hey, save those throws for September. And please, Jacoby, please do, because we have suffered enough, all right? The other exciting development was a running game. Jeremiah Love and Tyler Algier finally gave us a glimpse of what that combination could look like come regular season. Love got to work with the starters, touched the ball, I think, 14 times, continued showing why Monty decided, and Mike, but mostly Monty, decided to spend that 3rd overall pick on him. Add James Conner whenever he's fully healthy, and Bam Knight, and Trey Benson, I'm assuming if he's still on the squad, and suddenly, you're looking at a running back room that looks deep enough to stop committing stupid penalties. Like, to stop, not stupid penalties, to stop, in fact, you know what? Just to survive an NFL season. We lost every running back last season, right? Now, we still have to stop those stupid penalties, right? And that's not on the running backs. That's on the O-line. Isaac Seumalo and Tegan Quitoriano, the tight end, both had first quarter false start penalties. And if there's one thing we learned about Michael LaFleur, it's that false starts apparently offend him on a spiritual level. And I don't blame him. Nothing kills a promising drive faster than everybody lining up correctly and then somebody deciding, you know what? I'm going to leave early, right? And making a stupid penalty. The wide receiver competition is also getting serious out, okay? Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, and Kendrick Bourne, they're making this team. Devin Duvernay has a return job, but Jalen Brooks, Reggie Virgil, and Simi Fehoko keep making plays while Xavier Weaver, Bryson Green, and Amir, Smith Marset, they're still fighting for spots. Now, out of those last guys, right, I think Xavier Weaver has a spot. I think Xavier has a spot, and I do not want to let go of Jalen Brooks or Reggie Virgil. Both guys have shown a lot of promise during camp and during preseason, so definitely I want to keep those guys, right? Now, traditionally, we have not kept more than 6 receivers under Monty Ossenfort. So more than likely somebody good is going to get cut, which sucks because we hate to lose talent. Defensively, Walter Nolan III was probably the biggest positive. Despite wearing a brace after another injury scare, he generated plenty of pressure and picked up a sack in the game. Unfortunately, the rest of the defense wasn't anywhere near as encouraging, okay? Not at all. Kirk Cousins and the Raiders starting on offense, marched 68 yards on 10 plays for a touchdown, and they averaged 5.4 yards per carry. And I know it's preseason, and I know the defense isn't showing everything, but when the biggest concern entering the season is your defense, watching the opposing offense cruise down the field like they're using the HOV lane on the I-10 isn't exactly comforting. In fact, it's nowhere near comforting. In fact, it's kind of concerning, if not very concerning, right? Meanwhile, Trey McBride played one snap. That's it. He clocked in. He said hello. Probably grabbed a Gatorade. Clocked out. Buda Baker didn't even bother with that. And finally, the worst development of the night was rookie guard Chase Basana suffering a left knee injury and eventually being carted off. On the night, LaFleur said that afterwards that it appeared it was quote quote not good, and that potentially devastating. I mean, it's a devastating injury for a rookie, right? Who appeared to be gaining ground on Isaiah Adams in the right guard competition. I thought Basana was going to end up starting, right? He's going to miss significant time, for sure. We'll talk about that here in the next segment. That competition, it just ended without Adams actually having to win it. So that sucks. Overall, the offense continues to give the Cardinals, like the team and the fans, reasons to get excited. Brissett looked sharp. Love looked good, dangerous until the ankle issue, unfortunately. The receivers are battling their asses off, and LaFleur's system appears to have some juice. But the defense, they need work. Scoring 27 points is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's great. Having to score 27 plus every single week because your defense can't stop anybody and get off the field, that is a problem. That is where we need some therapy, all right? Now, unfortunate news, downright depressing news, really, is the injury to Chase Basana. That sucks because he's done. He's done for a while, right? And look, it's not all awful, okay? We made a flurry of roster moves today. Was it today? I think it was today. No, it was yesterday. But there's really only one name that everyone's looking at is Chase Basana, really. Arizona officially placed its rookie offensive lineman on injured reserve following that left knee injury that he suffered against the Raiders on that game. Does that officially end his rookie season? Not necessarily, but it doesn't look good, right? Considering that Michael LaFleur described the injury as not good, and if testing confirms a grade 3 tear that requires surgery, there's a very real possibility we don't see him again this season. And that absolutely sucks. We were hyped on Basana. He looked really good, right? Like I said, he had been making legitimate progress and appeared to be closing that gap and possibly winning that right guard spot competition against Adams. And he played well in the Hall of Fame game. He continued trending upward in camp, and he looked like he had a real opportunity to steal that starting spot. And now, barring some, surprisingly good news, that job's going to go to Adams for sure, right? Basana wasn't, the only move to earn injured reserve, unfortunately. Tight end Jamison Gears and linebacker Austin Keys were also placed on IR. To fill those roster spots, we have signed tight end Baylor Cupp, defensive lineman Kevonta Spears, and running back Trey Stewart, because we needed another friggin' running back for some reason, right? Not just on Spears. He's a big dude. 6'3", 321-pound defensive lineman who played at SMU last season after previous stops at Memphis and Louisiana Tech. So big body, big dude. Let's see how he does in practice and all that. Now, Stewart's addition is basically just to deal with the Jeremiah Love injury, which we'll talk about here in a minute, right? So there you go. That's how it worked out. If someone gets hurt, you got to fill the spots. But it really sucks not to have Chase Basana on the field and practice and training, the rest of training camp, whatever you want to call it, because I legitimately do believe he's better than Adams now. And I know it's not a hard bar to reach whatsoever, but it still sucks. I mean, it's like we have this like rookie curse that every year we lose a rookie or two to like IR, and it sucks. It really does suck, but it is what it is. But you want to have some fun. If you are into predictive markets and all that, right? Before the season even kicks off, everyone was making these predictions, man. Who wins the division? Who makes the playoffs? Who's lifting the trophy at the end of the season? On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. For me, it's can the Cardinals win at least 6 games this season? Arizona's currently trading at 29%, meaning $100 trade pays out like $318 or so if they reach 6 wins. I mean, shoot your shot. Jacoby looked good. Jeremiah Love looked solid. Maybe it works out. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position, trade the draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use promo code FANARCFOOTBALL, all one word, to get $10 when you trade $10. KLSHI Kalshi. Trade on anything. Anything. Legit. Just go check it out. Now, on the Jeremiah Love thing, the Cardinals are heading into the next phase of the preseason, and apparently somebody needs to wrap our entire rookie class in bubble wrap immediately. Because our rookies are dropping like flies. We just talked about second round pick Basanis, already on IR. Fourth round pick Caleb Proctor has been on IR. Third round quarterback Carson Beck is dealing with the rib injury. And now our number 3 overall pick Love has an ankle injury. At this point, Monty's going to have to walk into the facility, Monday morning and discover one of those, or Tuesday morning really, discover one of those, one of his, draft picks, got hurt opening a bag of Doritos. The good news is that at least when it comes to Love, Coach LaFleur doesn't appear overly concerned. Love injured his ankle on his final play against the Raiders Thursday night after getting his first real taste of NFL action. He had a sick little hurdle there, and earlier in the game, the rookie finished with 14 touches, 11 carries, 3 catches. I think it was like 60 some yards, something like that. And we've heard plenty of debate since then about whether we gave the 3rd overall pick too much work in a meaningless preseason game. I get the argument, though. I mean, it makes sense, right? When you've invested this much, the number 3 overall pick and $50 million in a running back, and James Conner's already working his way back, watching Love get rolled up in August is not at all what we had in mind, not at all what we want to see. But LaFleur explained Sunday why Love received that workload. The basic answer is he needed reps. Right? Love didn't play in the Hall of Fame game against Carolina, and LaFleur strongly suggested that the Raiders game may have been the last significant preseason action for all of Arizona's starters. So, if Love was going to get any meaningful live reps before week 1, this is the one opportunity he was going to have. And according to LaFleur, those reps were exactly what Arizona hoped that they would see. He said Love is a quick learner, and that from the first drive to the third, you could actually see him settle down, find his rhythm, and become more comfortable. And you could see it in the game. Anytime he got the ball, I mean, the kid was boom, 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 moving, learning as he went. It's very encouraging to see an intelligent player. That's really nice, especially when you spend a 3rd overall pick with it, right? LaFleur even said that Love's confidence went through the roof after the 3rd drive, which makes the timing of the injury even more frustrating. Love was starting to feel it. The game was slowing down, he was getting comfortable, and then in his final play of the night, somebody rolls into his ankle. Welcome to the NFL, Jeremiah. Stuff happens, right? The Cardinals have not confirmed whether it's a high ankle sprain, but we do know that he will not practice this week, and he will absolutely not play against the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday or this week. And frankly, don't let him run anything. Let that ankle heal. Put him in street clothes. Give him some nachos. Let him sit next to Trey McBride and enjoy the evening. Right? We have almost a month before week 1. Right? That's the date that matters. The biggest takeaway from LaFleur's comments might be that they tell us about the rest of the preseason. Right? The rest of the preseason, what it's going to look like for us, right? We still have Dallas and Green Bay on the schedule, plus that joint practice with the Packers. But Coach Mills said Sunday, we're not going to see much of the starters anymore. So there you go, right? And frankly, considering what's already happened to this rookie class, you kind of got to just hope for the best and not put any of the starters in there, right? Again, Basanis, Proctor on IR, Beck has sore ribs, and Love is a bad ankle. We don't need to add a Marvin Harrison Jr. stepping on a Lego or a Mike Wilson, whatever, right? We don't need any kind of stupid injuries anymore, right? So as frustrating as number 4's injury is, there's really no reason to panic just yet. He got valuable reps. He showed really good flashes. His confidence grew. Just get him healthy and get him ready for week 1, all right? Nobody's going to remember how many carries he had against the Raiders in August. They'll definitely remember if he's not available in September. All right, folks, let's get into those comments. Get you guys going for the rest of this nice little Monday. Honestly, what's funny is the weather in Philly was actually not bad. It was like in the mid 80s, but it was humid. So I was sweating my butt off, but I was still pretty damn comfortable. Everyone over that lives there, that's from there, was like, it's so hot out here, and I'm like, brother, chill, right? Chill. We know what hot is. All right, so first comment on the day. Let me pick it up here. Hey, Mizaki, what's up, brother? He says, MHJ does that once in a while, especially when it doesn't counter-matter. Oh, yeah, the touchdown. I get you. I know what you're saying. But he did catch the ball at least amazingly enough. I did not see the game, but I think it was one of his few catches or his only one. Not sure, though. He only played one drive, so it was his only catch. But it was for a score, so I'll take it. Look, anything that shows any kind of improvement with that kid, I'm all for, honestly, to be honest with you. Thanks for the comment, dude. Next up, my boy Hot Sauce. I will be shocked if Murray fails in Minnesota. And frankly, I don't get why Arizona fans would want him to fail. I don't understand why everyone seems to blame Murray for Arizona struggles. Last I knew, I thought this was a team sport. Steve Slime, that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's like I said, and again, everyone wants to argue about this stuff, but you can't argue it. Teams want to set up the narrative so they're not the ones that look bad. Because when they look bad, it costs them money. When players look bad, they're getting their guarantee check anyway. Who cares? So, teams will absolutely change that narrative and do whatever they got to do to blame somebody else. And could Kyler have come out and said, hey, what the hell, dude? No, it was them. It was the team. He could have done that. The problem with that is the next team that he'd be on, the Vikings in this case, would have been like, dude, that guy's a problem. We don't want that. So he's playing politics, sort of, right? But yeah, dude, it's yeah. You know how it goes, dude. It wasn't all Murray's fault at all. Some of it sure was, but not all of it. No way. All right. Thanks for the comment, dude. My boy Zypho says, oh, wow, they lost it. Here we go. Pezzing did have a terminal case of cranial rectal inversion. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, and I saw Mizaki's reply to that, said and that yeah, he looked terrible in the Lions preseason game. Yeah, it's hilarious. Straight up, like, come on, dude. What are we doing? Appreciate the comment, dude. All right, my brother from Canada, Jay Dirt, says, I really like what I saw from Jeremiah Love, but they kept it in too long in my opinion. You're right. We have seen what he can do. Keep him out until the season begins. I also really like how Michael Ford called the plays. They scored on their first 5 drives. I get it. It's the Raiders, but they moved the ball pretty good. Look, I can't knock it. Now, again, it's not that it's just the Raiders. It's probably not, no, they're not showing everything. For sure, right? They're not showing the stunts. They're not hiding coverages here and there, whatever. They're not putting, they're not doing anything crazy. Nothing that they don't want to show off before the season starts. But it's still very encouraging for us who have been terrible for who knows how long. So thanks for the comment, dude. Last comment on the day here. Hot Sauce gets it. It's looking like a promising season for us. More and more to get excited about, if you ask me. Defense is still a little questionable, but Brissett and Minshew look good. And Marv needed that touchdown. He needs that confidence boost. And Love, wow. Those spin moves were good enough for a highlight reel. Agreed. Look, again, I'm very happy with how they played. And again, it's preseason, and we're not going to see the starters the rest of the preseason and all that. So we have to wait and see what we do here week 1. I think it was more like, so far I like how LaFleur is managing these guys, right? Now I know Basanis is out, IR. I know Love injured his ankle, and a lot of people are looking at LaFleur and pointing fingers and all that. I get it, right? But I don't mind what he's doing. I mean, these guys got to get on the field at some point, right? Now, 14 carries is a bit much, or 14 touches is a bit much for Love early. Yeah, I mean, starters usually get like 3, 4, maybe 5, right? But I did like what I saw from Love. You're 100% right on that, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this Monday episode of Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. Don't forget to hit that sub, hit the bell, hit the like, leave a comment. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring the video. Tell your friends to come hang out with us, and let's continue to grow this community. Bird Gang, I will catch you guys tomorrow for the Tuesday show. Enjoy your Monday. I am going to probably have to unpack a bunch of stuff and, try to get my head on straight being back in the desert after a week in Philadelphia. By the way, I ate a ton of cheesesteaks. If you go to Philly or you're in Philly, 2 places to go for cheesesteaks, my opinion, Skinny Joe's and Angelo's Pizzeria. Both amazing cheesesteaks, all right? Enjoy your Monday, folks. Catch you guys tomorrow. Go Cardinals.